think Brooklyn, this is probably what comes to mind. A city with a population of over 2.6 million people. But a 3-hour drive north reveals an entirely different scenery. Brooklyn, Connecticut. With a population of less than 900 people, the idea of a boxing gym full of competitive fighters isn't exactly what you would expect. But at Rude Dog Boxing, 3 fighters are on the verge of something great.
I've had a lot of other talented fighters, but the one thing that deviates them from the rest of the crowd is that they follow things through. They don't let the outside commotion of life ruin the possibility and the chance to be great. Dylan is one of the quietest, most polite, great sense of humor, someone you'd want as a neighbor. But one of the least likely people you would think to become a positive quality fighter. And he is, he's amazing.
Hi, my name is Dylan Roberts. I'm 27 years old and I'm from Brooklyn, Connecticut. I got into boxing when I was in high school. I wanted to build some confidence and get into shape. So my uncle used to pick me up and take me to the gym that he used to train in Johnston, Rhode Island. And after a while, he stopped going to that. So I decided I want to continue my training and found a local gym in Killingly and met Paul, and that's it.
Yeah, the biggest setback that he has, or the deficit that he has, if you will, is that he doesn't realize how talented he really is. Natural athlete, great learner, and I think the world's gonna be for a little bit of shock with him when they see how talented they'll be. Where's this kid been?
I fell in love with the sport of boxing because it gave me an opportunity to be somebody. A lot of times, life doesn't go the way that we want it to go, and you can attempt things and fail at things and find something else and fail at that and find something else and fail at that. Boxing was something that I found and I just stayed with it. It's just, boxing is my life. Turning professional originally was not a goal. My goal originally was, I was in a state of depression and lack of confidence, and I was used to just falling on my face and giving up on things. And the feeling that I got from boxing and training, where I was in control of my destiny, turning pro, becoming a competitive fighter, becoming a 2-time Golden Glove finalist, all that was extra. That was not a part of the original plan. I think what people see me as a fighter is I'm adaptable. I have a lot of different styles, a lot of different ways to fight. The training for this one, we really focused a lot on my conditioning. We incorporated some newer drills to me that my coach did during his professional training camp. And these drills have increased my cardio and conditioning tremendously. I feel like this is the best shape I've ever been in for boxing, and I look forward to putting on a show and demonstrating what hard work and dedication can do.
Mike's an interesting character. Mike is straight-laced now. He is as energetic and as confident. And I got up at 4:30 this morning and I was like walking through my woods. And I'm like, Christ no. I took a 5-mile walk this morning. I'm like, I ran to the bathroom. Okay, so like a little different, and he's just that type A, energetic person. And when you're around him, he's just infectious. Where you just sort of kind of like, oh my God, I want to be around this guy.
I'm Mike Lachine. I'm from Sterling, Connecticut, and I'm 69 years old. Coach asked me, would you be interested in boxing at the Palladium? I said, sure, what are we doing? He said, you're gonna break a world record. I said, okay, what kind of world record are we breaking? He said, you're gonna be the oldest one ever to be invited. He said, can you do this? I said, absolutely.
My last fight with him, we were down in Las Vegas, and he won the first round, lost the second, and I remember getting right in his face, and I'm like, do you have 1 round left in you to win this? You didn't travel all the way here to lose, da-da-da. And he's just like, okay, coach, I got this. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get out there and do it. And he went out there and from start to finish of that round, just kept on firing punches at this guy. And someone asked me, was I surprised? Not if you know Mike Lachine. You're not even close to being surprised. It's just is who he is. He's a winner.
I got into the sport of boxing. It was a year ago, it was 2023. It was September 1st. I came here to watch my 8-year-old grandson, Conrad, who boxes here at Rude Dog Boxing. I came in just to watch him. I was going through a very rough time at that time. We've been raising my granddaughter for 16 years, and one second, let me pull it together. And I went through a rough time because she got pregnant, and it was really meant a lot to me for her to finish college. During that time, I went for months. As you can tell, I'm very emotional about it. I went for at least 3 months without even talking to anybody about anything. Very low key. It was that deep, my love for her and what I wanted her to make her life of. I came in here one night to watch Conrad, and I saw the structure that was going on in this place. They were telling people what to do, and I needed somebody to tell me what to do. I'm a very spiritual guy. I love reading my Bible every day. Every night I do, every single night. I'm a very God-fearing man. I really prayed hard that God would send me to the spot I needed to be. He sent me to a boxing gym. I was in here for 3 minutes and I said, I need this. I need this structure in my life. There's one thing I did in my life that I missed, and that was being in the service, because I found out I love structure. I came from a very dysfunctional family. It was very dysfunctional. My parents were married and divorced each other 5 times. So a little dysfunctional. So it tends to have a ripple effect. So the reason I get emotional about my granddaughter is I'm trying to, over a number of years, trying to turn the family around. I'm trying to turn everything around, get everybody in the right directions. Let's do this. So when I came in here and I saw everybody do this, do that, I said, I need this right now. By the time I left here, I signed up, and that was 20 months ago. June 1st will be exactly 20 months. When I came in here and started hitting these bags, I knew nothing about boxing, just decided, but when I started hitting those bags, everything came out of me that I needed to come out. Not the anger, but the hurt, stuff from the past, and just life. It doesn't matter if you're 9 years old or 69 years old, we have feelings. We have to let them out. And I found when I came in here and did that in this place, it took a little bit of time, but I was able to go back to her and her boyfriend and sit down and talk to them. And it had a lot to do. God sent me this place, and I said, if this is where I'm supposed to be, this is where it's going to be. I worked it the way I was supposed to do, and I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to shut my mouth, beat on the bags, leave it all here, go back as a better person, and that I did. And that's what brought me to this here place here. And since that time, my grandson now is 16 months old. My great-grandson, who is my granddaughter's daughter, we just gave her 4 acres of land so she can put a house next to ours over by us. And so, just by shutting your mouth sometimes, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself. And sometimes it's not for 5 minutes. Sometimes you have to do it for months. But I was willing to do it as long as I need to. I couldn't talk about it anyways. I still have issues, but I feel better now once I get rolling on it. But that's how deep sometimes things can go. And when I came in here, I found family in here. I found a way to get rid of all the pain from the past. I found a way to start helping other people out. By me healing, it helped other people out around me, showing me as a better person, and even people in here. You can tell, I can feel when the kids are lost in different ways. And I try to go out of my way to go talk to them. Go out and talk to them, let them know that they're loved and people care. And that's what it's all about. I was always a runner. I haven't drank in 27 years, but for 20 years, I was a serious alcoholic and heavy drugs. We're talking a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. And so I've been drank now in 27 years and no more hard drugs. And I was really into it. I did the Stoning Institute. I've been through it all. Been through a divorce many, many years ago and very happily married of 30 some years now. And Without my wife, this would never happen. She's 100% my backbone. She supports everything I do like I support her. She feeds me so good. I mean, because she's an excellent cook. She's an excellent wife. Without her, I don't know what I would do without her. My training is all about, since the day I walked in here, I started hitting it. I felt so good when I left here. I came back, I couldn't get enough. I wouldn't hit them bags. People, even Dylan and Jesse would say, who are you killing? I'm not killing anybody. I just want to leave it behind. Pour it into the bag, and that's what I would do. I would work it, so I would pour it into the bag.
He's kind. And you want to do things for him and give him opportunities. Because I know whenever Mike Lachine is in the room, I'm getting his best. How many people can you actually say that about? That when you're around them all the time, you're getting their best. He's in the, 20 months I've known the guy, I have gotten nothing but his best. Never a disappointment. Never, coach, I was going to show up, but I was watching raccoons wrestle in the woods. Nope, he never says that. Not many of us can. But he didn't say something like that. He always shows up when he's supposed to. Sometimes you ask him questions like, can you be here tomorrow? And you see him looking off like maybe I can, I'll be there, coach. And I'm going, do you have something planned? Well, I was having brunch with Jesus and I figured, well, okay, well maybe that's more important. No, coach, I'll be there. That's the way he is. He's as loyal and as dedicated as they come. I've never met anybody like him in my entire life, and I met a lot of people. And Jesse, another amazing young man. They're my friends. They're my family. They're the people I talk to 5-6 times a day. Jesse grew up in a different kind of background, not one that I would say was advantageous to have all types of possibilities thrown at his feet. I think that he's the kind of guy that sees an opening and he makes the most out of it. And that's what he did. He bought a piece of equipment off me during COVID and he hasn't left.
I'm Jesse King Kong Davis. I'm 30 years old and I'm from Canterbury, Connecticut. I got into boxing because I wanted to buy a piece of gym equipment. Gave some weird Italian guy a bunch of cash for some gym equipment during COVID. Wanted to get in shape because I was getting severely out of shape. And due to convenience, because I lived right down the road, I thought I'd come back and try out boxing. I was doing martial arts before in Massachusetts. I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trying my hand at MMA at the time. And I didn't feel like driving over an hour every day to train. So I figured I'd try this out, see if I could go pro. That's been my goal since I was 18.
I know that Jesse, he kind of came into us almost, not by accident, but he bought something off of us during the COVID shutdown. And as soon as we opened back up, he walked into the gym and I don't think he had expected that this was gonna be where he was gonna be so quickly. So very proud of him for that, for sure.
For my pro debut, when I joined the gym, I never told anybody that was my goal when I got here. My goal was by the time I was 30, if I didn't go pro, I was gonna try to find something else to do with my life. I had no real plans other than this. I had no backup plan. And after my first ever fight, Paul invited me over to his house. Drinks got flown a little bit, but he did say that I could go pro, and from then, I just pedal to the metal and committed myself to Rude Dog Boxing, and here I am, 4 years later, making my professional debut in Worcester at the same place Paul fought, which is awesome.
He stayed here and became a boxer, and just, there are guys out there with way more talent, but he'll outwork them, and he's more dedicated, and he's going to be a major success in life.
It feels surreal. I'm really nervous. I don't really like the attention. The cameras make me really scared. We've been doing a lot of radio stuff, which is really cool that Paul has been able to set that up for everyone. I never thought I'd be here doing anything like this. Not to be too braggadocious, but I'm pretty humble and not always looking for the spotlight, so this stuff really makes me nervous. When I was an amateur, the biggest thing on my mind was my dream was to get paid to do this. And now that we have this fight, we already have a second professional fight lined up, the money has been the last thing on my mind. Everything else has been surreal, between the support from realizing how many people actually care. That's what's made me most nervous about this fight, is how many people are actually going and spend money, taking time out to watch me do it. So I've always wanted to be a professional athlete. I think every young kid really kind of wants to try that. My dream was football because I just love watching football. Realized that like 9 years old, that's not gonna happen. You can kind of tell quickly. And so I got into something that where size doesn't matter, and all sorts of people, as you can tell from this, is you have guys like Dylan, Mike Lachine, and myself, 3 totally different people, 3 different body types, 3 different mentalities, all coming and meeting in the same place and doing the same thing. You get to be yourself. There's no real archetype of a fighter. You see the tough guys who let their fists do the talking, but I'm not that kind of a tough guy, but I really love the sport and I love fighting.
So this will be my first time back at the Palladium running a corner since my husband had his pro fight back in July of 2022. So it's really exciting because it's going to bring back some memories. You know, that was a very intense moment for us. So much seemed to be on the line, and I just remember that first swing that came out from that guy. I went from sitting like this to on the edge of my seat. It was just so intense. So I can't wait to be there for the 3 of these guys this weekend.
I knew that through my career of amateur career and through thousands of rounds of sparring, I knew what kind of chin I had, and I know my level of pain. I understand that when I get hurt, it's temporary and life will go on. I know that they're gonna be fine when they get hit, but you get to the point as if you're so close to your fighters that you begin to feel punches for them. And so the biggest challenge for me is going to be separating myself emotionally from this fight when I'm training them. And I know that they have the skill set now, which allows them to become pros because they can, in fact, emotionally handle what they're gonna go through. And a lot of people can't, and that's what separates them from being a good amateur and a great pro.
I have a lot of confidence because if Paul says I can do it, then I just believe him. That settles all my doubts.
Physically, it's so easy to learn how to throw punches and learn the part of the game that is involved with boxing. But it's the mental part that some people never mature to. I've had, as I said, I had some other guys who are on, national level, world levels as amateurs, but could not handle the mental game. They trust me. And that's a huge responsibility as a coach to sit there and say, wow, these young men trust me. So I have to do my best to make sure that I come up with a game plan that they'll understand and that they'll be able to put together to win.
Now that we're here, we get to really sit back and say, this is what it was all for. The ups and downs is the excitement and the anticipation has all been for this moment. Going through all the bad times to get to here has been awesome.
We always say at my gym, it's time to be great, and it's time to do it now. We all think about what we're gonna do someday, and then we don't do it. What they're doing is this. I call it the obituary stuff. How many things do you do in your life are obituary worthy, that in your obituary they will talk about it? This is obituary worthy. This is their time to be great. Gentlemen, tonight's word of the day is patience.
goal is to not embarrass myself like I did for my first amateur fight, and so I'm just gonna go out there and do what I do, which is very entertaining, very fun, and be the most fun part of this whole process is finally getting in there, and partying after will also be really fun.
Turn the snap right over. That's it, that's what about.
lot of people know this about me, but I left for Army basic training a week after graduating high school. And growing up, my entire goal was I wanted to be an airborne ranger. And I became a paratrooper, I accomplished that. But my dream of being a ranger was ruined when I had a bad jump and I ended up destroying my leg, tibia, fibula, my hips. It was a long recovery, a hard recovery. And my dream of being a ranger was no longer. So when I got out of the Army, you know, my relationship at the time went south, my friendships at the time went south. You know, I was really alone and I fell, you know, into the wrong things. And my self-image was at the lowest it ever was. I felt hopeless. That feeling, I know a lot of people have felt that, and some people are feeling it right now. And I just want them to know that it's temporary and it's a mindset. For me, it was boxing. You know, for you, it might be something completely different. But find something that makes you feel good and stick with it. You know, the thing with boxing is it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not always getting your hand raised. You're not always going to be victorious. But that's life, right? And that's one thing I'm appreciative of finding the sport of boxing. I believe boxing, Root Dog boxing specifically, I believe did save my life. And you know, now I am who I am because I took the right steps and joined this club and found something for me.
Duck under